and thanks so much for purchasing a 4th Street Creative template. This is the video walkthrough for the Urban property flyer, property sheet. So when you first purchase the design, you're going to be directed to a page that looks like this, and you just hit template, use template, and it'll bring it into your Canva account. Once in here, I highly recommend that you head over to File and make a copy. That way you always have the master file on hand in case you make a few left turns with your design and you don't like how it looks and you want to start over. That's a great way to make sure that you have the master file always readily available for you. So the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously import your listing photos so you can change those up, and you do that by heading over to Upload and upload an image or video, locating them on your computer and uploading them. I already have some examples, so I'm not going to go through that process. So the first thing you're going to want to do is change the photo of your listing. So let me choose this one. And if you hover over this box, it should pop right into place, and I'm going to show you why it's not. On some of these images, you're going to see that they've been locked, and I'm going to tell you why in a moment. So I'm just unlocking that, making sure it's unlocked, making sure that the photo box is highlighted. You'll see a green border around it, means it's highlighted. And then you bring over your listing image and you hover over the box, and as soon as it pops into place, you remove the click on your mouse. Now, in Canva, when you have two image files over one another, and these overlays are actually image files, what can happen is if you don't lock the one in the back, when you start moving around the one in the front, it knocks out the one in the back. So we don't want that. So what we do, once you have your photo in place, always make sure to lock it, and then you don't have to worry. You can move this around without having any annoying design things happening. So once you're done that, you're just going to want to change your text up, and this is a great opportunity for you to change to your brand fonts. So if you have your own brand style and brand fonts, I would suggest you use those just so that you can have a cohesive design. But if you don't have your own brand fonts, then feel free to keep these, because we did make sure that they were complementary fonts, meaning that this font complements this font. They look great together, so there's no need to change anything. This is where you would change the URL, and again, if you want, you can change the color by heading over to this color box up here, and Canva does this really cool thing where it will give you all the colors from the photo. So you can actually just grab colors from the photo to make it pop. Maybe I want that color, which looks similar to this one, but it's not. It's grabbing the colors from the photo, so you can really draw out the elements of the photo. Another thing to mention, so let's unlock this for a second. And as you can see, it doesn't fit the box perfectly. So if you want, you can double click on the image box, and that brings up the grid, and you can actually just move it around and until you're happy with how it looks. Okay, and when you're happy with where it looks, just lock it again, making sure that it's in place, and then move on to your second page. And here you'll see that there is a banner photo, and you can change that to whichever one you'd like. You can change this tagline, and keep in mind that you can also remove the box, but as you can see, when I try to click on it, what happens is this first guy is highlighted. Well, why is that? It's because there's layers in this design, and if you want to access the layers behind, the easiest way is to just move this overlay out of the way temporarily and then play around with this box. So let's say I don't want this box. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to take this down here. I'm going to change it to white. And then I'm going to move this text box back over, or sorry, the overlay back over to its original position. Okay. You're going to want to do the same thing with these images. So you go to your upload folder. You find the images that you want in place, and you hover over the image and you pop it in. Take that and use that one. And it pops into place if there is no lock on it. Here's where you're going to put your property information. This is an optional place where you can put all of the, I've put this as a place to add extra information about the listing. So the room sizes is what I've put here, but you can always delete this box and then just bring another box over here, or you can stretch out this box to have delete this box, stretch out this box, and just keep writing and filling up this whole area if you have a larger write-up. Okay, but for now I'm just going to leave it the way that it was originally made. And here you have your bottom banner, your info banner is what I call it, and this is where you're going to put all your branding and your personal information. So here's where you change your photo. So you're going to want to upload your headshot. Let me see which one I have here. Bring your headshot over, and again it's just going to pop into place. And if it's not positioned to your liking, always remember you can double click and then change the positioning of it. Here's where you're going to change your name, phone number. A little trick with the phone numbers, if you want to add 2 numbers, is just to add it beside. This just so that you don't have a massive list of information that can be distracting. And then highlight the C, make sure it's bolded so that everything looks the same. Here's where you're going to add your logo. And if your logo is something like Royal LePage or Remax, it might be longer versus the square. So you're just going to want to make this a rectangle box and then go ahead and upload yours. Again, you can move it around in the box so that it fits. And that's how you would do that. Once you're happy with how everything looks, you go over to this button, download button, and you're going to want to decide if you're printing it on your home printer or you're printing it with a professional printer. And if you're printing it with a professional printer, then I would highly suggest that you send it to them with crop marks and bleed. That's what most printers want. And then you're going to download. If you're printing it on your home printer, just quickly, you're just not going to want that at all because your home printer will print it with the crop marks and you don't want that. So home printer, no crop marks, professional printer, crop marks, download. And once that's downloaded, it's going to save into a zip file. You're going to unzip the file and send those files to your printer. And that's it. If you need any more help, please feel free to go over to fourthstreetcreative.com/tutorials, and we have a resource library there filled with articles and walkthroughs that you can use to help with your design. Happy designing!